Cool.
Yeah.
So cool, sweethearts. Cool, Alexis. Hey,
Hello.
hello. Hey, Xander.
Rosa, how you doing?
Very happy to be here with you. And yeah, the things which I saw from Alexis are beautiful. I love them. Very clear, a very clear expression of let's say this, whatever this is. And yeah, yeah. So let's talk about this. Maybe let's start. I loved your video about enlightenment is. How would you describe this, Alexis? Enlightenment is?
Enlightenment. Enlightenment is the end of that which never happens.
So, which never happens
Yeah,
is
that's one way of
the me.
describing. Yeah, it's one way of describing this. That it seems to be the end, the collapse of an illusion of a sense of me or a separation experience. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's one
And
way. That's one way. There's another way.
yeah, go on. Tell
The,
us the other way.
well, the other way is that enlightenment is unconditional freedom, and that's actually already everything, which includes me. So it's confusing, you see, but
I love this. I love this one. This is you're like totally resonating with this.
yeah,
Everything is it already, no matter if I
yeah,
call it enlightenment or whatsoever. But yeah, interesting this word enlightenment, right? Like
yeah.
as if there is something which is lightening up or a change. Is there a before and after enlightenment?
Well, that's the reason why it's said that like it's unconditional freedom, because when you say that enlightenment is the end of me, in a way there seems to be that seems to be the way it is, but for some that'll sound like an experience or an event that I can have or that I can know about. Like if I collapse, then I will be
Yeah.
enlightened.
Yeah,
You know, it's
Yes,
obviously
my enlightenment, my
my
freedom.
enlightenment. Yeah,
Yeah, but
because
yeah.
it's
for
Thunder.
who is this me collapsing, so to say? I mean,
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. So the sense of that contraction or this energy that feels like local and real and substantial and separate from everything else that it's apparently, sorry, apparently
oh
Why
objective.
no,
not? Why sorry?
no,
I love apparently.
we were
I love
talking
it.
about it a bit, Rosa. So
Oh,
that's
I missed it. Well, I'm too late as
too
usual.
bad.
Well, so
I
so
missed nothing.
yeah, so this like this separation experience, yeah, this apparently collapses and it's like it just seems to be so obvious that this enlightenment that I was looking for was actually already everything. It never is something that someone has. It's the end of the someone and the thing that someone wants to have. The complete
Mm,
collapse. Boom.
mm.
Yeah,
Boom!
Never
Beautiful. Never not this.
not
Always
this.
home. Always home. And I love it. I love it. Beautiful. Uh, Xander,
so
is
we
there
can
some?
say in a way that there's just enlightenment for no one to lose it or to gain it. You know, there's just simply this. You can call it enlightenment or heaven or hell or whatever you want to call it,
Mm,
life or energy.
mm,
I
mm.
mean, there's just, I mean, enlightenment seems to be a heavy word, you know,
Loaded, very loaded.
a
Oh,
loaded word, you know. You
Mm.
cannot say enlightenment in radical non-duality meetings because it just don't fit.
Yeah,
oh, why not? We can say
Oh
everything.
yeah, of
I
course.
love it.
I mean, but that's
it
just
seems, yeah, it
yeah,
seems to carry connotations
yeah,
of a state that someone gets to if they do this or do that or don't do that. You know, it's like it's just enlightenment as far as the word is used in this sense is like unconditional freedom.
yes,
And
Mm,
yeah,
unconditional
exactly.
unconditional freedom, being
Yeah,
unconditional
yeah.
and free, is
And it's
like
simply, yeah,
everything.
simply a matter of resonance. Like for me, the normal words like the freedom, life, full on aliveness, let's say boom, because it's beyond understanding the word. This is your very aloft, just the resonance. And those loaded words coming from spirituality, I wasn't into spirituality that much. So I'm lacking those terms. So for me, it's like, and of course, I can sense the confusion then when you say to someone who is like doing the whole thing there with the spirituality, I don't know what. By the way, Alexis, you have also a lot of experiences in this, right? In the I'm curious about the story there. Would you please share, as you want, what happened there with Alexis? I'm very curious. I can ask a lot of questions.
Oh, the story.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe also a little bit. Do you have, you're working? I heard that you're working with children.
hmm, hmm.
Lovely. And you're living, do you have siblings or li are you living alone there?
So I live in a flat alone,
Two.
but yeah, two siblings. Yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. And are they also into this topic in a way? Do they know what
Um,
you're doing? Are you sharing this with them?
well, one of them, yes. So I have two older brothers. The middle brother is not much in touch with him, but my oldest brother, we talk about this quite a lot. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
But
Hmm.
Great.
Rosa, one thing, it's who is in this, who is, it's funny, who was in seeking, it's always funny when this is heard, it's like a red flag, when you were in spirituality,
Yeah.
there was
Yeah.
no one already in spirituality able to get out of spirituality and move away from spirituality, right? There's no one in this. There's not a thing called radical non-duality once someone can be in, as there's no thing called spirituality
Hmm.
where
Hmm.
someone can be in.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
mean,
okay,
I don't see
sweetheart.
anyone
I
being in or being out somewhere already.
Yeah, sweetheart. Okay. I see a beautiful story, and I'm curious, but of course I can shut up.
No, 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 no. But no,
Boom!
let Alexis tell a story. I mean,
Totally, Alexis. Please go on. Like, I
yeah.
don't know, how was it with your childhood, or maybe also with, I don't know, suffering or joyful playing around, being curious, exploring. Yeah.
Yeah. Plenty of things seemed to happen. I mean, it's a long story.
Mm,
You know.
we have time, apparently.
Okay. Well, the childhood was fair. I would say it was fairly ordinary. I mean, I can't. There's not much to be said about. Well, there's probably a lot, but I can't think of a lot to say about the childhood. But as the body got older and moved into teenage years, adolescence, seeking really seemed to kick off. Seeking the rebellion, rebelling against society, rebelling against the parents. So I got into punk rock and heavy metal and
Cool.
had a. I mean, most people hearing this will not believe, but had a mohawk all the way up here. Dyed my
Wow.
hair, had studded leather jackets. It was pretty awesome. Um,
Cool. Oh, please send me afterwards a pic. I want to see.
yeah, and well, there's one on the Instagram actually. There's one
Okay,
on the Instagram page.
good. We'll check it
And
out.
went to lots of gigs, watched horror movies, stayed up very late, drank energy drinks, didn't really have like a direction in life. It was all very fun for some time. Um, but then obviously growing up seemed to happen. Um, and and then that unhappened as well, of course. Thank goodness. But yeah, got into like care work. So that was like that was one of the main jobs I had, was being a carer. And you know, things got a bit more serious for a while. So when caring, looking after other vulnerable bodies,
Mm.
and the first client that I ever had died on shift, right in front
Oh,
of me.
okay.
And that seemed to like trigger something, apparently. It seemed to trigger something. And you know, a couple of years, well, about a year and a half later, I got into meditation and Buddhism. I was studying like Eastern philosophy. I was, you know, looking into the Vedas and the Buddhism and this and that.
Yeah,
And
beautiful. Love
meditation,
that too, a bit. Yeah.
yeah, meditation seemed
The,
to
the
have,
thing with the awareness, right? Being
yeah,
aware of awareness. Wow, beaming
yeah.
out, being the observer, unfuckable. I call it unfuckable. What a beauty. So you too?
That came later, yeah. So it was like Buddhism, and then it was yoga, breath work, qigong, lots of practices for the body and this and that. Trying to practice ethics, reading, studying, training for ordination seemed to happen
Yeah.
for a while.
And this felt very cool, yeah, at this time there. It was
Felt
the right, it
the
was the right
seeking
direction. Yeah, yeah,
felt amazing for
yeah,
some times, but it also was exhausting as
yeah,
well.
of course.
And finally, like awareness, the whole awareness of awareness thing was like the last sort of substance. It was the last substance that I was depending on for to feel whole or something, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was Buddhism for a long time, then it was meditation and kriyas and yogas and tantras and breath work,
OMG.
and then
Very,
awareness of,
very, yeah, yeah. You're a very kind of pushy guy. Yeah, to do all the
yeah,
things
yeah,
there. I mean, okay, cool. Yeah.
yeah. Lots of other things seemed to happen, but you know, came to Muji and Eckhart and
Okay.
Rupert and stayed with them for quite a while. Um, and then discovered someone else who basically exploded everything.
Uh-huh. Who was it? Who was it?
It was uh, yours truly, the man himself,
The
Tony
gray old
Parsons.
guy,
Tony
right?
Parsons.
Tony!
He
Oh, such a
basically he
sweetheart,
basically
Tony.
took like a bazooka and just like blew everything up that I thought was real about myself and where I thought I was going and being a real individual with free will and choice and having a really sort of meaningful story about moving towards absolute. I mean, everything just got completely blown to smithereens.
Was it like instant, like only one video, or was it kind of constant thing, like a little bit here, a little bit there? I don't know.
Yeah, so the listening to the videos and chatting with him, listening
Oh,
to Jim as well, then started to happen.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and what seemed to be happening was an unraveling.
Unraveling.
Yeah.
Um, was it mixed with a lot of kind of emotions popping up and I don't know, kind of how
Well,
how would you describe it?
mm, that did seem to happen, but it's not like it was majorly different to when asana and stuff was happening, because like the body by this point it was conditioned to breathe in the belly. It was conditioned to stretch and like, you know, there was more of a like the nervous system was a bit more relaxed.
Yeah,
So it wasn't like, because if it discovered this communication prior to all of the yoga teacher training and stuff, maybe things would have been different. But I don't think that's very special or important. It's
yeah.
just like the differences are sort of the surface. It's surface, you know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The body
Yeah.
seems to have like breathing, like it knows how to breathe better and stuff like that, apparently. So when like the unraveling was seemingly happening, it wasn't like explosive like it is for some bodies, because it, you know, it's not like there's been loads of suppressed stuff.
Yeah. 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 I see. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was kind of total enjoyment. Like, yeah.
Not all of it, not all of it. Some of it. I mean, I tell you what, it was like possibly it was terrifying to hear the possibility that I am not, you know, but it was at the same time, the timeless time, it was like the most relieving thing that this body had ever heard.
Yeah, beautiful.
Like terror and
Mm,
absolute relief,
beautiful.
paradoxically, timelessly. Yeah,
Yeah, beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, cool, cool, cool.
How about you?
And oh, wait, I'm not finished with my questions.
You can ask question also, Rosa, or sorry, Alexis can ask
Please.
a
That's
question
all.
also.
Of course he can, but he was this thing. Well, I forgot. Okay, you go on. What was the question?
Oh, I just thought I'd ask you because you know it's like
It's
why not?
like,
It's not all about.
yeah,
It's not
why
all
not?
about.
Why
You know,
not? But no, no, wait a sec. So I wanted to know what is this with this daikini thing on your
mm,
what is this? I'm not that into this, but it sounds funny.
yes. So I like stories. I like
Yeah, me
tales,
too.
fairy tales, and you know, like colors, and you know, I like that stuff. So the Darkini is a Buddhist archetype who's totally wild and fearless. She's like completely naked and she's fierce, like she holds a dagger dripping with blood and a
Like Kali.
skull with blood in the other hand, a necklace of skulls, you know, dancing in a circle of flames, standing on a corpse, and like
Oh,
Like
she's
Kali,
like
right?
she is just like Kali. She's just
Kali.
like Kali. She's a Kali
Just like
equivalent,
Kali, yeah.
the Buddhist equivalent to Kali, it seems so. And she's a sky dancer. The word Darkini translates as sky dancer.
oh,
And
beautiful.
basically, this is a symbol of the total, radical, uncompromising nature of emptiness, of shunyata. It's like the knife, like the dagger, is totally penetrating the illusion of separation. So, and it does it in a radical, uncompromising way, a provocative way. I mean, she is, despite being a Buddhist symbol and apparently an enlightened, a figure of enlightenment, she's totally uncompromising, wild, and like, I mean, outrageous, totally outrageous. Whereas the yogini is a bit more sort of serene and tranquil and peaceful. It like, you know, a bit more sort of soft and sweet.
Beautiful.
They're
Was there?
stories, they're stories,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
they're fun. It's fun stories, you know,
fun
it's fun.
Yeah,
stories.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Many were in Kali. I know many, I don't know his name, not Ramana, but there was one who was into Kali. It's like the same, it's the equivalent of the Kini, right? Kali.
Yeah, yeah. It's, you
It's the
know,
same
Kali,
with the skulls and the blood and the dancing, yeah.
yeah, it's like tantric sort of wild, fierce energy.
Fierce, yeah.
Yeah.
Chopped heads and stuff like that.
Um, Alexis, I wonder about the tantric thing you did. What was it? What is it?
So I didn't practice tantra like extensively with a tantric practitioner or anything like this, because you know you hear about these initiations that people go through and it's all very secretive and you know mystic and interesting. It wasn't like that. I just read a lot of Osho and like tried the dynamic meditations and like got into just total spontaneity and indulging, you know, relentlessly, as though I thought I was spiritual in that way. It was just
Okay.
another thing for me to do, to occupy myself and to
Yeah.
try and live more spiritually whilst indulging. I know that's not necessarily the definition of tantra, but you know, it was another thing for
Yeah.
me to do,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was
Beautiful. So,
another seeking energy. Not that there's anything wrong or right with that. It's just
yeah,
it's
yeah, beautiful. And after this unraveling, when did you boomed out, like with the YouTube channel or I don't know, elsewhere, like starting to talk about this?
mm. Yeah, so you know, listening to Tony and Jim happened for quite some time, and then talking started to happen, um, and the whole time, like it's the timeline is very ambiguous because it's like it was all sort of unfolding in this weird and wonderful, organic, vibrant way.
Yeah,
Um,
beautiful.
yeah,
Uh-huh. Beautiful. Yeah, also the words you're using, like with organic, and I'm in love with this directness of what is. And yeah, let's go for this. Like t t tell us something. Oh, Sander, you too, of course. Please feel free. I'm just about this directness of what is.
Mm.
Let's talk about this in a way. Sander, Alexis.
Yeah, so what do you want to speak, Sander, or?
No, go ahead, Alexis. I listen. Maybe something comes up. I wait. Just go ahead.
Yeah, so the directness seems to just it seems to very it just seems to completely penetrate this insubstantial dream of separation. It's like it's so sort of alive and fiery and full on, and that seems to come out. That like it seems to carry a sort of an energy and an aliveness of its own. It's not. It's kind of unfiltered. It's so sort of raw.
Raw. Yeah.
So it comes out in that passionate way. I mean, some characters seem to be a bit more gentle and things. This character has a bit of both. It seems it's like sometimes it can be quite gentle, and sometimes it's like,
Cool.
Beautiful. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It can.
yeah.
It plays in. I mean, anything can happen, basically, so to say. Some things seem less likely or more likely, but yeah. I mean, explosive and gentleness and anger, frustration. Maybe
Mm,
not much frustration, but anything may just possibly arise. This just is, it plays as it plays, there's no limit.
mm,
It's just whatever's happening.
mm, mm.
I mean,
Sitting, smiling. I love it. Cool, cool, cool.
yeah,
And
crying, screaming, drawing your hairs out. I mean, whatever.
yeah. And Alexis, you started now to do also talks, interviews like with Izzy. I saw a
Yeah,
beautiful one. Yeah, tell me what is this? I love this.
yeah. So the idea is that it's not actually an interview; it's just a conversation. Um, the interview seems a bit more like the interviewer and the interviewee, whereas this is just the idea is that it's just a conversation that happens, and it's like there's just a bit of a chat about nothing really, nothing, but also a chat about everything. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's nice. It's sort of it's informal, it's fun, it's playful, and people seem to like that because it, it it's just so sort of down to earth. It's just what it is, like two people chatting about nothing. People, it seems to be fun and people like it. So
Yeah, cool. Go on with this. I like it
yeah,
too.
yeah.
And yeah, nice. So what else? What else is popping up?
What else? Some articles have been written up. So some articles have been coming up on the Brains magazine website. Um,
What
yeah,
is this Brains magazine website?
it's a digital magazine. It's a digital magazine sort of organization from Sweden,
Okay.
actually.
Oh, Sander, you
Yeah,
know it?
well, I heard about it, but
Z with
never
a
read
Z.
it. Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I've seen it, but no, I never read any article there, so to say.
yeah. They approached me a while back, and we negotiated, and I had thought about it, and then it started to happen. It started to happen by itself. And
Yeah.
so articles have been written up about unconditional, well, not about, but unconditional love and free will and things like this. These articles are just popping up. And one-to-ones are happening, and the meetings on Wednesday, the meetings on Friday, and Brighton is happening soon, and possibly going elsewhere. It's all very fun.
Beautiful. Full on.
it's full on, it's alive, it's alive with no one in it. It's, you know, it's just
Yeah,
aliveness. Yeah.
Yeah.
just this or
Beautiful.
aliveness or whatever you want to call it, energy.
Mm.
There's no one in this or behind this doing this, no one owning this.
Mm. Mm.
I mean, even the belief that there's someone in this is already not owned or done by a separated me or you or whatever.
Yeah, just what's appearing. Yeah.
Yeah. But there seems to be a lot of talk, about, here there's just simply this. There's no separation already.
Mm.
There's
Mm.
nothing needs to happen. No one needs to fall away or whatever. But
Absolutely.
there seems to be a lot of talk about so-called collapse,
Mm.
about the me, which already never was.
Mm.
I mean, already nothing needs to happen, so to say. It's already empty. It's already free of a separated someone.
Yeah.
There's already no
Yeah.
one.
There's already no one. There's already no need for there to be no one. There's just
Yeah,
what is. I think when the me tends to be in the sense of non-duality, that the word me is paired up with contracted energy, and sadly for a lot of people, they hear the word contract, like the words contraction and me, and associate it with something bad or
yeah,
wrong or problematic. And it's like, it's really not saying that. It's just saying that it's like, it's a felt sense that feels like visceral in the body.
yeah,
And for most bodies, or many, it feels very tense, and like there's a sense of tension, and there's a sense of separation and individuality that seems to be in that, or with that, or that itself, you know. And that is just as much wholeness as whatever else is appearing
yeah.
to happen. Yeah, just
Beautiful.
there's no bone to pick with it. There's no agenda. It's just what's appearing. But when there's this need, like this need coming along, it's like either it doesn't want to be called contracted, it doesn't like that, or it wants to be uncontracted, and it's like, well, there's it's just what's appearing. There's nothing
That's
wrong with
it
it.
too. I mean,
It's
so
all just what is. Yeah.
yeah, the need to get rid of this so-called contraction, or calling a certain sensation a contraction to begin with, is already, you know, innocently happening, so to say.
Mm, mm,
Calling a certain
yeah.
body feeling a contraction,
Yeah.
having an issue with that contraction and wanting it to go, is already innocently. There's no one doing it. There's no one already wanting to get rid. And at the
Yeah.
same time, wanting to get rid of this so-called contraction is this too.
Yeah. Yeah. And and what can happen, it's not required, it's never expected, and it's not there's no agenda to this, there's no agenda to any meetings. But what can happen is, like, when this is all seemingly exposed, is this sense, like this felt energetic sense, can seem to unravel. It doesn't need to unravel, but it can appear to happen. Yeah.
Was there a sense? Was there a so-called sense there for Alexis?
Yes. Yeah, there
Okay.
was a sense, you know, a memory can appear of a sense of, you know, this
Yeah,
person
exactly.
who felt like, you know, they had free will, that they were in control, that they were calling the shots. You know, it was very much about autonomy, um, and it was very much about, like, I am aware of everything. I am aware of this. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of you. I'm aware of me. I'm aware of, like, it's all about awareness and the whole distance, you know, and that just seemed to totally collapse. Totally collapse,
Yeah. Yeah.
apparently.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Seemingly collapse, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Yeah. What to say? What a beauty.
Yeah, and it's it's no better or worse either. Like, it's no better or worse. That kind of wants to be shared, because it's like there's no hierarchy, there's no better or worse, there's no one better or there is already no one, so therefore there's no better or worse.
Beautiful.
Just the
Yeah,
total immediacy of what is. Yeah.
exactly. Yes, because you know, feeling like a me or feeling contracted or not is already just simply this. You know, there's nothing to it. I mean, even thinking it's wrong or right is innocently this already. There's no one doing a contraction or able to get rid of the contraction. You know, the contraction, so-called contraction, may just simply drop or not. I mean, you know, anything may happen. Seeking may stop. I mean, there was no one actually starting the seeking as a separated somebody starting the seeking. You know, there was just seeking, so to say. There was no separated seeker already.
Yeah, there apparently seemed to be, you know, there seemed to be like a seeker and a sense of me and my life, you know, like there seemed to be, but it was never really the case. No.
No, and in that way, some seem to have the idea, so to say, that seeking is dirty. You know, seeking is wrong.
Yeah.
Would be like that.
Yeah.
You know, all those so-called speakers that talk about the seeking has stopped. You know, when is this going to stop for me? So
Yeah.
Seeking, sorry for interrupting, sweetheart. Seeking is put the same as suffering in a way. They say seeking is suffering, but
well, yeah. I mean,
it's
anything.
not necessary. I mean, seeking, you can seek in worldly stuff like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, money. I don't know what. This can be joy, and of course, there is this sense of lack. There is always this sense of something is missing. Go on, go
That's
on.
already
But
completely this. I mean,
yeah, full on booming aliveness.
I mean, the sense of incompleteness is already completely this for no one,
Yeah.
by no one.
Yeah.
There's no one.
It's the beloved. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wouldn't have heard those terminal uh, those words like um, sense of contraction, feeling like a me, it's a position, and all those things, you know. I mean, I wouldn't have an idea like what is this is. This would be very naturally what it is. And here was this to come back to the question, Alexis. This was your this when I was younger, like 16, 17, I came in touch with Thich Nhat Hanh. And at this time, there was suffering. I could not see the sense in all this. And then this book came, and I just read a couple of sentences. And this was just like the simplicity was shown of like just sitting, watching, breathing, you know, smiling. And I was like, oh, so beautiful. And this was this in loveness with simplicity. They were, of course, this is a teaching. It's like it was with this interbeingness, be connected with everything. And I really felt great relief when listening to this at this moment. And yeah, and later I heard this non-dual message, and I was like, oh yes, what a beauty. I was kind of accompanied throughout the years with panic attacks throughout, you know. So um, it was kind of a contrast also, like feeling this um, immense openness, a very big yes to everything, like this booming aliveness, and at the same time, this underlying fear popping up, you know, not being able to control this thing, whatever this is. This was very, very crazy playing out, and yeah, and this simply dropped. Then it was kind of a melting of the separation in a way. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So
Well,
Alexis,
blah blah.
was
did
there
you say?
intense sufferings, Alexis? Was there intense suffering? I heard you telling about exploring and all those types of things, you know, not knowing directly what to do with life. And there was a, you know, it was already just wildly doing this, doing that. But was there like a suffering? Was there an intense suffering going on? Were there, you know, problems, so to say?
Well, I mean, the body doesn't seem to have suffered compared to other bodies. You know, it's fed, it has clothes and warmth and shelter, but there was pain, you know, pain would present and suffering would present in different ways, you know.
Yeah.
Dissatisfaction with the way I am,
Yeah,
dissatisfaction with the way my life is, this and that.
exactly.
One of the other ways in which that presented was body and gender dysphoria.
Yeah.
What is this, Alexis?
So when there was a sense of being a real separate individual, there was a dissatisfaction with the body, like a disidentification with the body, and then a trying to fix that as though it needed to be fixed. And so what the story then became, whilst other stories was going on as well, so it's like lots of stories all seemingly happening at the same time. One of the stories was if I change my body, then I will be happier.
Yeah.
So this isn't regretted, but yeah, the body, this sense of the identity was very painful, and then the body seemed to change to a more feminine appearance, and yeah, and then I died. And
Yeah.
Beautiful.
you know, it just is.
I call it perfection. Yeah.
It just is what it is, and there is actually no such thing as a man or a woman.
Yeah.
They're just what is. There's just what is. There's
Totally.
obviously there's the appearance of femininity and masculinity in this body anatomy, but there's no actual individual. There's no real person in the body. Therefore, there's no actual real man or woman. Yeah.
Yes. It's
Yeah,
funny that you
beautiful.
mention it, and I love the openness, Alexis. You know, here from childhood there was like, you know, there was no feeling of a man or a boy or whatever, nor was there a feeling of a woman.
Yeah,
You know, there was looking in the mirror, and there was, you know, this physical appearance, calling this a male body, so to say. But there was never like any feeling in that direction, you know. I never felt like a man, nor did I felt like a woman, or like a human, or like a me. So this was here. It was like strange when people are saying, "Well, don't you feel like a man?" I was, well, no, I have no clue, you know, how that should feel. But nor was there like the feeling of a woman, or like a human being, or whatever, or like a me. It was I was always amazed and intrigued by people telling that they felt like a person or what. I never really got it in any way.
Did you? So what was the sense of? Was there a separation experience for Xander? Was there like a sense of being a me for a long time and then not be? Was there any of that story, or?
Oh, not really. This is the whole funny thing, so to say.
Yeah. There's never been a me sense, or?
No, not in that sense. No, I have no clue, so to say, how that should feel. I have no idea. I'm very intrigued when people say that they feel like a me, or
I'm trying,
that they feel
Alexis.
like,
I'm trying to explain it to him over and over again, like,
Aww.
you know.
or
But
feeling
he's
like I'm
not
here.
getting
You
it.
know?
He is not getting it. I mean, come on.
So there was more, you know, there was an interest in how that would feel. You know, it was like the other way around. So how tell me, how does it feel to feel like somebody,
How does it feel?
or like to be, you know, the whole thing I am. It never, you know, I never had the sense, so to say, that I am. It was for me
It's just
crazy.
always been the immediacy of what is. Yeah.
Yeah.
he is
Well,
in a way jealous of all those
oh no, because I mean, it's not about, you know, this is the whole funny thing. You know, it's not about feeling like a me or feeling like a man or, you know, feeling like a woman, so to say. I mean, it's just simply whatever is happening. I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong. You know, even claiming that one is better or the other is just already simply this. I mean, but yeah, you know, what to say. Sorry, Ross.
Yeah, beautiful. And now we are again with this directness, whatever is happening, talking, watching, sitting, boom. And I love this. When Xander appeared on the screen the first time, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. Like this direct sharing of the way he is simply putting it. And it's not a compliment, Xander, sorry. Sorry, it's not about you. I just want to express this joyfulness
Yeah.
and this joy here of yeah, it's just like loving the music which is played there. And also resonating very much with Alexis, the way this music sounds beautiful. Love it.
Yeah,
What a
I
beauty.
love the openness, Alexis.
Yeah.
And so I was wondering, because you mentioned it's not, so there was this body, this, how you called it? You had a beautiful,
Dysphoria.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was like there was a separation from the body, like not only separation from other people and like everything I was apparently seeing, but there was a me and my body. So it was like
Yeah,
a sense of someone like alienated from a body.
yeah,
And due to the conditioning, I mean, factors that are creating a story which isn't real, but like a sense of interacting with other bodies, and it didn't like the way that other bodies would talk to it, and
yeah,
like the way in which this body would interact with these. It's all just basically a tangled up mess of mehood, and
yeah,
it weaved its way in this sort of crazy, chaotic way out of totally out of control, and then it all fell apart. And like it's so obvious that that was complete perfection. There was no right or wrong way that it could have ever played out. It just is what it is. Yeah.
yeah, of course. But
All of it.
you said there's no remorse or something. What did you say? No.
Yeah, no remorse, no regret. No, I mean, there's no one to be regretting. Like
Of course.
regret is another thing that seems to happen for the in the simulation of feeling like an individual who can go this
Yeah.
way, that way, or
Yeah.
oh damn it, I didn't
Yeah.
go this way today, and I wanted
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
you know, and at the same time, maybe having a bad humor or a bad, you waking up and being grumpy, so to say, and regretting that you were not nice to your neighbor may just innocently happen, right? I mean, regrets,
I think it's just
so to say, right? I mean,
there's no filter. There's no filter. Like it's not like this just goes around, being horrible.
no, of course,
It's
but
like no, but what I mean is like there's just no sort of filter. There's no one with an agenda with
Yeah.
emotion. See, like
Yeah.
there's no one that has a problem with emotions.
Yeah.
There's no one that
Exactly.
has a problem. There's just what is. So like
Yeah.
anger appears, and then
Yeah.
apologizing can, of course, like if
Yeah.
someone.
There I put it
exactly.
like there is no Rosa in life, there is just life no matter what. And
Well,
it's like what it is. It's what it
Yeah.
is. Everything can.
at the
Yeah, so
same
there's
time,
still interacting, there's engaging, there's conversing, and anger and sadness and tripping
emotions,
over
yes,
one's shoelaces, like it's
yeah.
just yeah.
I mean, emotions can still, you know, they dance around. Emotions, you know,
Yeah.
really dance. Apologizing is just really happening. There's no one behind apologizing or whatever, you know, but anything may happen, so to say. Emotions, sensations, hot and cold,
Yeah.
not liking it's raining maybe, or liking it's the sun is shining in England now, beautiful. Yeah, you told me before we start, you know, the sun is shining. It's You know, the liking of the sunshine
Preference.
is just
Yeah.
this, you know.
Yeah.
There's no-
Preferences, just fine. Yeah.
yeah, preferences, exactly. Preferences, likes, dislikes, they just fall like rain, you know, just what's happening, right? I mean, there's no one having a preference to begin with, or no preference.
Mm, mm. Yeah,
No
just
one owns
preference.
his preferences. There's no one owning, yeah, just preferences, just full on liking the sun instead of the rain. I mean,
Mm, mm, mm. It's interesting that you mention the so if I'm hearing this right, it sounds like there was never a me experience for the body of Xander. And so I don't know if have I misinterpreted that.
no,
No. So that's interesting to hear because the way in which you're talking, or the way in which this body is talking, it's like it's not even talking about this simulation or this apparent artificial reality or the
no,
contracted energy. It's not talking about that. And that's really interesting because it's like there's no talking about that because there's no acknowledgement that that ever even happened.
no. That's
Yeah.
Beautiful, Alexis. Beautiful, beautiful.
Whereas many other people, many other bodies who do appear to be speaking about this,
yeah,
not that the one's better or worse, it's the
no,
appearance of a difference. And when other bodies seem to talk about, this, what can come up with questions, answers, comments, responses, and even the intro is talking about the contracted energy because that's something that body can seem to recall, whereas that one can't.
no.
Is that right?
Yes, totally. Yes, yeah, beautiful. That's
Mm,
really sad. Yeah, for me, it's I have no clue how it would feel or how it would be. Like I
mm,
said, there was always an interest in wanting to know how it would feel to feel like a man,
mm.
or even how it would be feel like a woman. It was like there was a neutrality, you know.
Mm, mm.
Was no sense of feeling like a man or like a me, so to say. There was just this
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
boring, so to say, at certain point. So there was wondering what the hell this was, you know, but there
yeah,
was no suffering in that sense.
yeah. No space or time either. Just immediately what is.
Yeah,
Mm.
Ooh, beautiful.
no good.
I
Um,
love it.
But like you said, I mean, nothing special. Just this. You
no,
know? I
no,
mean,
no. Not special, but totally sort of wow at the same time. Like, not sort of magnificent or like extraordinary or impressive. It's nothing to do with impressive, but it's like there is a sort of wowness. I mean, maybe this feels the wowness because it knew what well, it doesn't know anything actually, but it can seem to recall this separation experience as
yeah,
somewhat exhausting and like always needing to be going somewhere, needing something to happen, needing to find something out,
yeah.
And when this
Yeah.
collapses, it's not like it's better because there's no one for it to be better, but there's this sort of the body seems to be in this wowage.
Yeah, I'm intrigued when you say it because my friend also Michael Jeffries, I talked about yeah this with him many times, and he said, "Well, my hair were on fire. You know, it was really a bit. You
Yeah,
know."
it's the contrast, isn't it? It's like the
Yeah.
apparent contrast
So I was
of me and being.
I almost wanted to. I was curious. You know, how in the hell would that feel?
Mm,
How would
mm.
it be?
I think it seems to differ for different bodies. I mean, this has been coming up quite a bit recently, it seems. Like, how was the meaning and being for you? It's like
Yeah.
it never happened for anyone.
No.
But
No.
but
Exactly.
the meaning and being, for the psychophysical organism, it's like this body, like it's like for some bodies it sounds absolutely extraordinary, and then other bodies it's like it wasn't extraordinary at all. It was just very simple. And it is simple either way, actually. I think everything is radically simple.
Yeah.
But some bodies, it's like the glimpses that people can talk about, and then for this body, it was more like just a thinning out and a fading away of something that wasn't ever actually even really happening.
Yeah.
I love psychophysical. How you call it? Psychophysical
Psychophysical organism, yeah.
organism. Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, sweethearts, what a beauty. I would say this was wonderful. I love in a way not to go so long. Xander, what about you? You
Right.
want to share something more?
Um, I don't know. No,
Of
no.
course you don't know. But I can ask questions. Or Alexis, is there something else popping up which you want to share? Maybe upcoming projects that you already shared. You are very active. This is nice.
Well, yeah, there are meetings on Wednesdays and Fridays.
Yeah.
They're both on Zoom. One of them streamed live on YouTube. That's the Wednesday one, and that's in
Okay.
British Summer Time. It's all on the website for those who want to check that out.
Right.
But yeah, this is fun. I'm curious about you, Rosa. I haven't heard much about you. If you're open to sharing, or
But there is really it's very no, it was like as I said with this
you
when
talked
I
about
was
Thich Nhat
younger.
Hanh, yeah. Mm.
Yeah, you know him?
Oh yeah, he was another teacher that I used to follow
Yeah.
quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and I fell in love simply with simplicity there. And for me, it was very obvious. This was the thing, as I said, I could not understand what's going on. And then I just read a couple of sentences, like he's putting it very simple. And this was like, oh yeah, sure, of course. And this was like directly, there was no separation.
Mm.
And I cannot express this better, but this was nevertheless this body was kind of in this fear state, as I said. It's the same in this contrast thing, and then hearing this non-dual message, this was like I was the whole time like being the observer. I did not notice this anymore, but this was because of the practice. Maybe I don't know. It become automatic, and then
Mm.
when hearing this message, there is no one already.
Yeah.
This thing simply, this was the most beautiful thing I ever heard.
Mm.
And then it was kind of a gradual thing, and the fear just like faded away.
Mm.
And yeah, but not no glimpses or stuff like this. Maybe I don't know, nothing special in a way. I call it the ultimate therapy was here for the body. Kind of cool. I simply heard with this together, like what is wrong with your emotions,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh yes. And then full on everything boomed out, and this was beautiful in a way. And yeah, it's all fine. I just love it, and it's just like I cannot talk about um I don't know, here it plays more out talking about this is booming aliveness. What a beauty, full on, no matter what. Yeah.
Wow.
Cool. So thank you so much, and yeah, let's stay in touch, and if there are impulses, just boom out. And yeah, what to say, I wish you a beautiful evening, and yeah, thank you.
Well, thank you, Rosa.
I loved it.
And thank you, Sander. It's lovely, actually. Yeah, really lovely to speak with you.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was beautiful. Maybe Alexis, you can mention your website. And on Friday you have to talk with Walter, right? Is it every Friday, or because sometimes it's also Izzy? So people can connect to the website, but what you can mention the website here, so we can also mention it in the description or somewhere. But
Yeah, I'll send you some links. It's called yoginidakini.com. Maybe it will be called alexisnonduality.com at some point.
yeah.
but,
For no reason.
for no reason at all, yeah. But if you type in Alexis non-duality in Google, it will come up, and it's on
Yeah.
each, like all the links are on every
Or on the YouTube channel
Yeah.
is always is
Yeah.
everything too. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's easy
Two,
to get.
yeah, two chats have happened with Walter. They both happened on Mondays. The non-duality meeting happens on Fridays, 3 till 4 BST at the moment, PM. 5:30 till 6:30 PM Wednesday evenings, British summertime. That's a live streamed YouTube situation, and on Zoom and in person as well for those who are local.
Cool, beautiful. So, what a beauty! Just go and join the show with Alexis.
Well,
Great.
yeah. Lovely chatting, and yeah, much love, much
I love you
love.
too.
Much love. Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you very much.